In this video for Mac Academy, we're going to talk about the window. Now, that seems silly and all, but understanding how the window works on a Macintosh is important. I have the Finder window open here, and it just shows my home directory where my desktop folder, documents folder, and so on live. Now, there are several parts to this window that I want to take a few minutes to go through. The first is this kind of area where your main view of your files occurs. Now, I have mine viewed here as a list, but using the buttons at the top of this window, I can change it to icons, and I can make those icons bigger or smaller. I can drag the icons around if I want to. Some of you may enjoy viewing your files this way. But if you select the list, you get a list in which you can sort that by either the name, the date it was modified, etc. Okay. You can also look in this kind of stacked view, which shows you the layers to the folders that live inside this particular window. So, for example, if I go to Documents and I see all these documents, and there's another folder, and there's another folder, what this view shows me is the relative path that I follow when I dig inside of a folder. This, for example, is the list view of the folder I was just in, which was my Documents folder. I can tell that because the window name changed to the folder directory that I'm in. You notice here on the side I get forward and back buttons similar to what I'd find on a browser. This last kind of view option is really this kind of preview where you can slide through and look one at a time at your items. Now, it's not particularly helpful when you're just looking at folders, but if you had pictures, for example, you would be able to leaf through your pictures one at a time without actually having to open the file up. So you can drag this down, make these previews bigger or smaller, and again, it's just a way to quickly and easily preview what files there are inside a certain folder. So there are lots of ways to view the contents of a particular window. Now, just finishing out here, of course, the three buttons up here, which on your Windows machine are located over here, let you close, minimize, and maximize the window that you're looking at. Over here on the upper right-hand side is a search. This box, much like Spotlight, lets you search the window that you're in for a particular set of files or keywords or contents. The button that's up here in the upper right hand simplifies your window view from this kind of standard elaborate view to a much more traditional view of the window, which is kind of just small, and there's just the junk that's inside. There's no bells and whistles, if you would. Clicking it again gives you back this tool bar at the top and the sidebar, which is located here on the left-hand side. Now, the sidebar is nice because it lets you jump quickly between different places inside your Mac. For example, this demonstrates and shows all the applications that are loaded here. This takes me to a folder where my documents live. You can add things to the sidebar. For example, the shared items, file servers on the network that I may connect to or I can at least see on the network. For example, Big Brother is the Mac that's on my desk. I have a public folder there that I can share files back and forth between. I can add these areas to the sidebar to help me easily navigate place to place without having to jump in, what have you. You notice that this is browser-like in a way because now I'm navigating through one window as opposed to every time I double-click on a folder, a new window pops open, and I get this kind of stack of windows that I have to somehow navigate through. That's one of the streamline features of OS X that I think is very powerful. For example, if I'm in the Movies section, I can collapse certain things down and out and bury myself deeper without having all these windows open at the same time. I can also use the sidebar to quickly jump back to my kind of home location, which makes it easy for me to navigate once again.